here at Thurston and Peters, and we're going to learn how to make maple syrup. I'm your host, Jane Carmichael, with the American Dream, Selling Maine. I'm here with Debbie and Harry, the owners of Thurston and Peters, and they're going to give us a brief history of taps.
The sugar house is more than about making maple syrup. It's about history, it's about legacy, about ancestry, it's about learning. We love to have people come here and not only just get ice cream or buy maple syrup, but we also like people to learn something. And I always used to tell my students, if someone leaves here and just remembers one thing, then I think it's worth the time coming.
So TAPS, the acronym for Thurston and Peters Sugar House, happened because Harry had a dream. And this property was given to us to do something with, and it seemed like these trees had been used for maple syrup since the early 1900s by the Thurstons and the Peters, and it seems like we should continue that. Maine is the third largest maple producer in the country, and we pride ourselves in making some good maple syrup. Here we are at TAPS Sugar Bush, and a sugar bush is an area where there's a lot of maple trees. A concentration of maple trees is best to be able to collect sap because you want to get a whole lot of it, because basically sap is only 1 to 3% sugar, and in order to have pure maple syrup it has to be 67% sugar, so we've got to concentrate that a great deal. In our woods you can see that there is a lot of tubing. We call it plumbing in the woods. Plumbing in the woods has to be taken care of, so we do a lot out there. But let's talk about how syrup is graded. Once it gets concentrated, there are 4 things that we use: density, clarity, color, and flavor. Density, how thick it is measured with a hydrometer. And this is used with hot syrup to check and see if it is at that 67% sugar content. Then we need to have clarity. This is a grading bottle that we want to look and see that there's nobody floating around in it and that it's just as pretty as can be. Color is an interesting thing because some people don't really care, they just like it all, but they all have distinct flavors. The darker the syrup, the stronger the maple flavor. Once you have the density, the clarity, the color decided, of course the last thing is going to be having a taste. And always need lots of taste testers. So when you come to TAPS, you can always have as many tastes of syrup as you would like. What do you think?
Oh, wow. This is awesome.
Welcome inside the sugar house. This is where it's always warm, smells nice, and tastes delicious, but this isn't really where most of the work happens, but a little bit of it does, and this is what you usually see. The sap comes into the building and goes up to our tanks up on the balcony. That raw sap is filtered down into our reverse osmosis machine, which separates the water from the sugar. So we take out 80% of the water before we actually start to boil it in our evaporator. Our evaporator is oil fired. We use about 7 gallons of number 2 heating oil an hour, and on a good day we might make about 20 gallons an hour if we're really lucky. Just depends on the sugar content. We cook sap to about 219 degrees, sometimes more, sometimes less, depends on the barometric pressure for the day. But hot finished product comes out here, and then we filter it, and then we package it for people to enjoy. And last but not least, I want you to look at the great nutritional value that you get from maple syrup. Maine maple syrup, magnesium, manganese, riboflavin, all good things that you don't get from many foods. And wow, if you compare the nutritional value of maple syrup next to other sweeteners, hands down, maple syrup's got it.
We're here in Newfield, Maine, at a newest listing on Onamor Drive. We're going to go take a look of this lovely home on Rockhaven Lake. Let's go. Well, I hope you enjoyed the tour of Thurston and Peters and learned all about maple syrup. And I hope you enjoyed looking at our listing on this lovely lake, Rockhaven, which is 228 acres. I'm your host, Jane Carmichael, with the American Dream, Selling Maine. Enjoy.